Childhood. All of us have had or are having a childhood. Unless, of course, you are a baby. That would be babyhood. My childhood was filled with most things a kid did in the prime of the 2000s. One thing I did was play with Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels are the GOAT, and you can't tell me otherwise. I loved collecting Hot Wheels cars. Growing up, I had one of those city car rug things you could drive your Hot Wheels cars on. My favorite thing was to drift the cars on the road or crash them together at super high speeds. Peak entertainment. Something one person in my class had that no one else did, he's also my cousin, so yeah, was Heelys. If you don't know what Heelys are, here's a quick breakdown. They were pretty much normal shoes, but had a hole in the heel spot where you could put a wheel, and you could then slide around on the heels of your shoes. They were what made you cool, and my cousin was that cool. He would wear cologne and would wheel around on his shoes all the time. I wanted to be just like him. Unfortunately, I never got Heelys, and Heelys eventually got banned in my school for whatever reason. Also, now I make silly videos on the internet and never leave my house. Anyways, next memory. If you grew up in the same day of age as I did, you probably experienced the prime of DreamWorks. Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, The Croods, How to Train Your Dragon, Road to El Dorado, Spirit. I can go on. These movies were and are absolute cinema. And unlike most new movies from big companies, they kept their personality. When Puss in Boots: The Last Wish came out, death was terrifying, as a DreamWorks villain should be. They gave Puss in Boots a lot of growth in this movie as well. And now that Shrek 5 was announced, I'm definitely skeptical about the design, but maybe it'll get the ugly Sonic treatment. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. And now, for the peak of my childhood, I present Halo 3. Yup, you heard me right. I grew up with this masterpiece of a game. One of the best game franchises ever. I've had this game in my life since I was 8 or 9, and I love this game. The story, the gameplay, the graphics, all of it was so good. I remember playing through the game and always finding new ways to use weapons to get through super tough parts. Let me just tell you, don't try to punch those explosive canisters before you get to a checkpoint. I learned the hard way. Recently, I got back into playing Halo 3, and I was able to beat the entire game solo on Legendary. This was probably the hardest challenge a video game has ever given me. Countless deaths and countless rage quits. I ended up succeeding in the end. And the multiplayer on this game only further sealed the deal as one of my favorite games. Being able to hit crazy shots on your friends or family was the best feeling in the world. Me and my sister have had many fun times playing on those maps. Well, I hope you had fun listening to me ramble on about the blast of my past, and you can consider subscribing if you want. Anyways, till next time.